What is up, everyone? Isom Phillips here. You know, it's great to have lenses like this Sigma 16mm f1.4. They're great for low light photography, and it's great when you have that wide open aperture to give you that soft, blurry background that everyone loves. However, when you go outside and try to get that same soft, blurry background at those wide open apertures, you get shots that wind up looking something like this. In this video, I'll show you how to take advantage of those wide open apertures, even in broad daylight, with inexpensive ND filters. So let's get it. Hi, Isom Phillips here. If you're new to this channel, I do tech reviews and tutorials of audio, video, and still photography. So if that's something you're into, click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the little bell notification so you won't miss future videos. You ever walk outside in the bright sunlight after being indoors for a while and do this? That's when you probably reach for these. Your camera's lenses do a squint of their own by forcing you to stop down to smaller apertures and allow less light to hit the sensor so as not to overexpose your image. And those smaller apertures increase your depth of field, and that soft blurry background that you were after, it goes away. That's where ND filters come in. ND, or neutral density filters, act as sunglasses for your lens, limiting the amount of light that passes through the lens and hitting the sensor to give you proper exposure without having to stop down to smaller apertures. Here's a couple of examples of shots taken with and without an ND filter using the same settings on the camera. One issue with ND filters is that outdoor lighting situations can vary greatly, sometimes in a matter of minutes. So there are two types of ND filters, variable and fixed. Variable ND filters are similar to having two circular polarizing filters stuck together, and you rotate the outer filter to vary the amount of light hitting the sensor. Variable filters can be a great solution, but you do have to be careful when you're rotating the outer ring. When you reach the point where there's maximum darkness on both filters, you can get a resulting X pattern on your image, which you don't want. Fixed filters are graded by the number of stops that they limit the amount of light entering the camera's sensor. If the lighting conditions change, you have to switch to a different filter. With a variable ND filter, you only need to carry one filter. With fixed filters, however, you should carry a number of filters to match whatever lighting situations you may encounter. Of the two types of ND filters, variable and fixed, I prefer the fixed ND filter. There's just less chance of vignetting, and you don't have to worry about the dreaded X pattern. I really like this set of 4 fixed ND filters that I found on Amazon for my Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. They have 4 filters, a 2, a 4, a 8, and a 16 with a convenient carrying case and a lens pen, all for $23.49 US dollars on Amazon. I'll drop a link below if you're interested. If you have the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens and you're looking for a variable ND filter, you can find those on Amazon as well. There's a K&F variable ND filter 67mm, which is the filter size for the Sigma lens, for $31.99 on Amazon. That's US dollars. I'll also drop a link below for that. To me, ND filters are an absolute necessity for shooting video or still photography outdoors in bright sunlight conditions. Here's just one example of why you need an ND filter for shooting video. Okay, you're shooting outside and you want to go for a cinematic look. You want to set your frame rate at 24 frames per second. To double that, for your shutter speed, you need to set your shutter speed at 1/48th of a second or 1/50th, depending on your camera. And you want to set your ISO as low as possible, 100 or 200 if possible. That's almost impossible to do in bright sunlight. You're going to have to adjust one of those factors in order to get a proper exposure. That's where your ND filter comes in. Using an ND filter allows you to use a lower ISO to maintain your 24 frames per second and to maintain your shutter speed of 1/50th of a second. Otherwise, you'd have to adjust one way or the other, and you might not get the look that you're going for. That's why I think every photographer, videographer should have ND filters in their bag. I would rate these Neewer filters as being good enough for most uses. They're a great starter set, and later on, maybe you're using your camera to make a living, you would want to upgrade to pro quality filters. But for now, these work just fine, especially for the price. If you currently are using ND filters, let me know in the comments below what kind of filters you use. And if you don't have ND filters, let me know if you think these Neewer filters would suit your needs. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and help this channel grow by subscribing. And don't forget to click on the bell notification so you won't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.